Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Sunday service of Now Creations. It's a bright, sunshiny day here in Youngstown, and no matter where you might be, may that bright sun truly be shining within your own self. It's such a wonderful thing to be happy and content within yourself, and knowing that we have that wonderful presence as the basis of our contentment. We'll be working on that inner contentment in today's teaching. Just a couple of announcements before. Tonight, I'd like to welcome all of you to our Sunday service in the evening from 6 to 7:30. It's The New Earth by Eckhart Tolle. Please join us if you're able to do so. And then Monday night, when we have our meditation from 7 to 8, it is an absolute joy to be with all of you. So I encourage you to certainly join us if you're able to do so. And let me ask that all of you mute your phones or your devices. It's been a joy for me to be able to begin this series of teachings on the point of no return to the ego. Your responses to this teaching have been so positive because I feel that you truly realize now that the real you is far beyond the old sense of being self-centered. You've made that shift. In our first two sessions, we focused on the importance of going inward and coming to understand, especially in meditation, our inner presence. I continue to be overjoyed at how many of you are being able to distinguish the difference between thinking and consciousness. I can tell you how important this is to distinguish that distinction between being in your head thinking, and to be able to recognize your conscious soul, the inner you. I believe many now are really moving towards identifying yourself as the inner you. You are the conscious inner presence, not simply the thinking voice in your head. This is quite an achievement, that you now view yourself as a conscious inner presence. And with some additional work, you'll begin to realize very, very quickly that this inner presence is becoming much more in all the time, or at least a more of the time sense of who you are. Bravo, bravo. Kudos to you for your advancement. In our last session, in last week's teaching, we also concluded a few things about this presence within us. First of all, that we are more and more devoted to it. We really practice it. It guides us in our daily circumstances. It gives us a sense of safety and security. It also guides us for our future with confidence. And especially, it's the basis of oneness with everyone else, the family of God. This conscious inner presence is indeed the great pearl of life, the great pearl of life. But, as wonderful as is our conscious inner presence, we also realize that this presence is in a physical body. And this physical body exists in the material world. Our bodies and the material world are not our changeless inner presence. So we must take a better look at both our bodies and the material world so we don't lose our conscious inner presence, but rather to join our conscious inner presence with our bodies in a very symbiotic relationship, uniting our conscious presence with its primary vehicle of expression, our physical body, uniting our conscious inner presence with its primary vehicle of expression, the physical body. Thus, today's teaching will focus on the integration of our inner soul presence in our physical bodies. Let me begin by stating the clear philosophical relationship between conscious presence and the body, and then proceed to address how we can do certain physical things to maintain our bodies, and then also non-physical things that we can do to upgrade our bodies. First, the philosophical relationship. The body, your body, my body, is the primary vehicle for the expression of our conscious presence in the material world. Although the mind and emotions are also expressions of our inner presence, the body, your body, my body, is the primary way that we engage in the material world. And obviously, our bodies are the primary ways that we simply engage with each other. You can see me, I can see you, or at least see your names on our screen. We are an embodied presence. Let me just say it again. We are an embodied presence. And I encourage you to reflect on this statement during the week, that we are an embodied presence. And while our soul presence, the inner you, is eternal, our physical bodies are not. The inner you is eternal. Your physical body is not. Your physical body is vulnerable to the everyday aches and pains, from arthritis to COVID-19. They are also vulnerable. They are also vulnerable to the big three dilemmas of illness, aging, and death. And we're going to take a better look at that in subsequent teachings. But what is now important for us that I would like to suggest to you is that our physical bodies are the primary way which enable us to operate in the material world. We're going to focus on that. Our physical bodies are the primary way in which we engage the physical world. This physical presence in the material world makes us ask the question, what are you doing with your body here in the material world? It's a good question, huh? What are you doing with your body here in the material world? Well, there is a lot of past history to this question. I feel that we can answer this question in the following three ways. First, we are here in our bodies to simply enjoy the physical world. We are here to enjoy the physical world, to enjoy everything from plants and animals to mountains and oceans, sunrises, sunsets, and the stars. We're simply here to enjoy life in the material realms. The world is filled with beautiful things to behold. In fact, Bob Monroe, in his wonderful book entitled The Ultimate Journey, states that beauty beholding is an aspect that our conscious soul presence brings to the world. Beauty beholding, conscious soul presence. We bring this beauty beholding into the world, and not only to the beauty of nature, but also to the beauty of human mind achievement, from the Golden Gate Bridge to Handel's Alleluia Chorus. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing to understand that we are here to enjoy the physical world through our bodies and through our appreciating beauty beholding of the soul. The second reason. The second reason for being in the body, in the material world, is to be able to interact with the material world from the intelligence and guidance of our conscious presence. Let me repeat that. The second reason why we are here is to interact with the material world from our intelligence and guidance of our conscious presence. Our soul presence brings intelligence and creativity to the material world so that we can interact with it. There is a phrase that I've so enjoyed from A Course in Mastering Alchemy that has really inspired me. The phrase is, we are here to create beauty in form. We are here to create beauty in form. I think this is precisely what we are doing. We are creating, discovering, rearranging, if you like, the things of the material world to create new forms of beauty. It could be something as simple as a floral arrangement. Some of you are very good at that. To a simple cooking recipe, or something so complex as a cell phone that enables you to contact anyone, anywhere. Did you ever think you could hold in the palm of your hand a device that enables you to contact anyone, anywhere? Literally an encyclopedia of knowledge. What a tribute to human intelligence to create, to rearrange material things, to interact with material things, to create new forms of beauty. New forms of beauty. Oh, did I mention that you have to have a body to do this? It's one of the reasons why we're here, to create beauty in form. Our third purpose for being in the material realms is to learn the valuable lessons that we need to learn here, and then to move on. The earth is truly an interim experience. Let me briefly mention the valuable lessons we are learning here, and then proceed to moving on. You're probably going to find these things pretty interesting. First, the valuable lessons. Again, Robert Monroe has given us a pretty good understanding of what we are learning here. In a nutshell, let's just take a moment to focus on this. In a nutshell, Monroe states that we are learning left brain logic, which we will then use in future development, in our future creations, both here and beyond. Monroe says that our right brains, this sense of presence, has always been with us, that our left brains, in space-time living with a body, of proceeding analytically from one thing to another, is our main reason for being here, and will be invaluable in our next round of creation, of bringing more beauty into form. Oh, and did I mention that you need a physical body in space-time to learn this lesson well? Again, the body, and specifically the body in the world, takes on such an added significance because it helps us in our present learning as well as for our future learning as we proceed. Left brain logic to work with conscious inner presence in the material realms. Yes, you need a body to do this. Let me now complete this thought. Eventually, we will move on from the earth. The earth is a temporary experience. We are born into these physical bodies, and eventually we will move on. But move on to where? That's an interesting question. We can, I suggest, move on, or more correctly, move off the earth in two ways. We can move off the earth in two ways. The first one is that we might move off the earth to explore other material realms, such as other planets and perhaps other star systems. Already, we have explored other planets and the moon. And of course, the two recent civilian space exploits by Jeff Bezos and Richard Branson have given the everyday person a new way of looking at life beyond planet Earth. We are moving off the earth. Oh, and did I mention that such exploits of exploration take your bodies with you? It is quite clear that the exploration of life beyond our planet is now in the purview. It's now in the purview of much which is to come. Again, taking your bodies with you. And then there is a moving on. A moving on, not only from the earth to the material realms, but also from the earth and from all the material realms. But even before we address the question of moving on from the earth, a couple of other questions concerning the body are in order. Let's have fun with this. Let me mention that these questions will probably stretch your current understanding of the body, but they are legitimate questions in light of what we will consider, especially in next week's teaching. The first question: can you stay on the planet in your body as long as you desire to do so? Now, that's a pretty interesting question, huh? Can you stay here as long as you want to? This question is important because most people think that physical death to the body is beyond their control. Viewed in the traditional way, physical death is something that happens to you, and it happens in its own timeline. And you have relatively little to say about the event. It just happens, well, when it's supposed to. And there's just no way around it. That's just the way it is, and you have to accept it. However, recently, especially in the work of A Course in Mastering Alchemy, with its emphasis on bringing the eternal light into your physical body, bringing the eternal light into your physical body, and the experience of such an illumination on the body, one begins to consider that perhaps, when a person passes, that they have much more to say concerning this matter. And perhaps you will have the final word. Isn't this an interesting thought? By the simple fact that you have the question and can raise it, it certainly augurs well for further exploration. We will be exploring the impact of these non-physical energies again in next week's teaching. But the second question goes a little further. But the mere fact that we are able to ask it is an indication that something quite powerful is at play. We know that we have many more places to explore in the physical realms. And we know that we will need our bodies to explore the moon and Mars and other star systems. And what if maybe life on Earth is simply one step in the further exploration of our star system and will lead to other steps of exploration, which necessitates the retention of our bodies? Now, you might say, Vince, you're getting a little far out. Yes, I am. So I might as well take you all the way, a little further out. Again, understanding if such thoughts are occurring to us, there must be some basis of possibility. So, what if you could retain your physical body to visit star systems in the material universe? I think we see that as a definite possibility. But also, what if your higher conscious soul presence could raise the energy of your body from a lower vibrating physical energy and incorporate it into a higher non-physical energy so that you could do two things. Let me state the question again. What if your conscious soul presence could raise the lower physical energy of your body into a higher non-physical energy so that you could do two things? First, you could then visit non-physical, non-material realms of reality. And then, if you would so choose, you could then lower the physical energy again to revisit other material realms. Interesting possibility. Secondly, and of course, this is really the important thing, your physical energy would simply be in your soul's control. Your physical body would simply be in the control of your conscious inner presence to raise its vibration into the non-physical, as well as to lower it back into the physical realms. You would simply be in control of the energy of your body. Quite interesting, is it not? We will explore this topic and others in our next couple of teachings. But in conclusion, I will certainly give much more information about our bodies as points of not returning to the ego in next week's teaching, especially focusing on physical and non-physical things that we can do to raise the body's energy. But in the meantime, please remember that, well, you're in a body. You're in a body. And that we are here on the earth, that we are in the material realms. And may I suggest that your joy is to bring beauty into form. Your joy is to bring beauty into form. That's what you're doing here. It's also known as bringing heaven to earth. Let me now take you into meditation, and what a joy it is to do so. So let's begin today. Let's begin today as we normally do by simply focusing on the breath. And as we do so, to allow the breath to calm the body, also to relax the mind, and to bring your soul to the fore. Please begin. And would you simply say to yourself, well, here I am again. Here I am in the inner me. This is my conscious inner presence. Again, take a moment not just to say that, but to feel that. Ah, yes, this is the conscious inner me. And would you say to yourself, I am very conscious of this inner me. This is my soul presence. And I am very conscious that my soul presence is my identity. This is me. Now we're going to do a few things today. The first one is you are conscious of the inner you, of your soul presence. Would you simply tap your leg, your knee, your thigh, wherever your hand is resting? You got a body. You have a body. May you see your body as your friend. Your body is your friend. Please don't say, I'm too tall, I'm too short, I'm too fat, I'm too skinny. Your body is your friend. in your body is a two-way communication system. Your body is a two-way communication system. The first communication system is your body helps you to see, experience beauty in form. Sometimes the beauty in form takes your breath away. So beautiful. The sunrise, the sunset, a rose bush, biting into a fresh peach, in one sense, the material realms is an entertainment center. We are here to be entertained, to enjoy its beauty. But also, the body is a two-way communication system, not only for us to enjoy what we see, but to be able to use our intelligence and our kindness to bring additional forms into expression. Through our bodies, we are participants in the world. And we create beauty in form. This is really what we're doing as we engage in the material world. We are here exploring all of the possibilities inherent in the material world. Even the cell phone, as wondrous as it is, had all of these latent possibilities to be discovered. And we are discovering more and more of them. Would you at least entertain? Would you at least entertain the possibility that as you in humanity have discovered many things in nature, such as cell phones, there are many more things to discover about your human body? Would you just entertain that? Not just medical breakthroughs, although they are important, but your personal breakthrough, your personal ability to be in control of your body. Would you just entertain the possibility of doing so? And yes, we will someday leave our physical bodies and the material planes. Notice I said we will leave the body and the material planes, that you will not leave yourself. You will not leave yourself. You will not leave the conscious, eternal soul presence that you are. Would you entertain this possibility? That you will no longer leave yourself. Whether yourself is in a body or whether yourself has laid the body down. Or whether you might want to pick it up again. It's truly a joy to share this teaching with you today. May you befriend your body. Allow it to be your friend. Enjoy the beauty you're able to see through it. And to the degree that you can, may you continue today to create beauty in material form. Namaste.